Hello friends, welcome back again to Break the Fix program, our own Break the Fix program, Insight Fellowship program in Advanced Analytical Problem Solving Expertise. We are in the middle of Six Sigma Green Belt and we started to go through the series of videos and I hope you are liking it, enjoying it. And most importantly, you are helping others as well to know about our great program, right? So let everyone together uh, grow. That's what we should look for. And I'm Santosh Avsarkar, Santosh Naneshwar Avsarkar. First of all, I really deeply apologize for a previous video, which was almost 37 minutes length. So I'm really sorry for that, but this video will not take that much of time, right? So let's go to the next slide and recap, where we are right now. So this slide, right? So define again. So in define phase, what we did, we diagnosed what is the problem. First of all, we took a list of the problems and then we diagnosed, uh, what are the crucial problems and we prioritize the problem. Six Sigma, as we could see, prioritize the problem. It also prioritizes the causes and it also prioritizes the solutions, right? And that is why this is one of the very important tool of prioritization. So coming back to define phase, we diagnose the problem, we prioritize the problem, then we quantify the problem, set the improvement goal because we want to improve the performance, right? So that's the problem we want to solve. And then we documented it with the project charter. Once we did that, then of course we need to locate where the problem is lying within the process. We did that. Then we converted the own problem into measurable characteristics. If you could remember, of course, this is in a major phase. If you could remember, we talked about defective specification limits and target. So this kind of a document performance standard is kind of a dark horse. It's one of the most important aspects of project, and many of us are not really valuing it that way. But this is, I believe, one of the most important documents. So once we did that, of course, now we'll start the exercise of prioritization of the causes. So we listed out probable causes that can have impact on Y. Then we converted it into critical causes with the help of CI matrix. And of course, in the future, we wanted to select or segregate, statistically significant causes from these, critical causes. Hence, we went ahead and collected the data. So this step number 2, 3, and almost 4, rather step number 2 and 3 in major phase talked about second part of the equation, y is equal to fx. In other words, it talked about excess. We measure the critical excess, in major phase in these two steps. We also need to talk about other side of the equation, that is y. So we need to find out how critical given y is. That's what we did in a capability analysis of the major phase. So this is major phase where we measure the criticality of the causes and criticality of the problem. Then analyze phase, all we did is like we got a list of critical causes. So we want to segregate highly significant or statistically significant causes out of the list of critical causes. So that's a prioritization level 2. We did it through the statistical testing. And then we use chi-square test and also graphical analysis from chi-square goodness of fit test. Again, requesting you not to read this F, just goodness of fit test. So it's supposed to be read as a or goodness of fit test. My point. Right. So once we're done with the analysis phase, we analyze it critically, or rather, we converted or we segregated, statistically significant causes from the critical causes. So when we started with the probable causes, so imagine we had 20, 25 different causes, probable causes. Then for critical causes, we reduced these the number of critical causes to 8 to 9 different causes. And from there, we reduce it further to 2 or 3 maximum causes or statistically significant causes who do have higher impact on Y. So if we work on these 2 or 3 causes, we'll get higher impact instead of we working on rest of the causes. So these causes do have a higher impact. So that's about the analyze phase. We got those causes. Now we need to fix those causes, and that's where in our improve phase we came up with the solutioning. So probable solutions, then potential solutions, then building solution planner, solution implementation planner, and we implemented it on an experimental basis. Once we implemented it on an experimental basis, all we need to do is to see or to check whether those solutions really improve the performance of Y or not. And we did it through statistical foundation, and for that sake we use two proportion test. So this is what we did in an improve phase. Once we are done with this, now again we got to go back and do the capability assessment the way we did it in a major phase. So pre-improvement capability assessment and post-improvement capability assessment. Right now we're going to go through the capability assessment, same technique, same formula we're going to use, and going to find out the capability of the given phase, that is the improve phase. And then of course we have to modify our process map. That's what we're going to look into in upcoming slides in this particular video. So without wasting much of the time, let's go ahead and crack it out. So let's go to the next slide, please. Right, improve phase, step number 4.4, process capability post improvement. So pre-improvement, we already had it in a major phase. At the same thing, same terms, ppm, sigma values, and we need to calculate it the same way. So total number of units are total number of shifts, right? So do read it that way. So let's go to next slide and check it out. Right, so here we had total number of shifts in a major phase 90, in improve phase as well. We collected data for 1 month, and that is why 1 month into 3 shifts, that is 30 into 3, 90 shifts. Total number of defectives, that is average processing time for a given shift. When it is more than 270 seconds, it become a defective shifts. So how many defective shifts were there in a major phase? 35. In improve phase, 24. Bingo, they have improved, but that is a good thing, right? But that's still a mathematical thing which we have proven statistically as well with two proportion tests, right? Now we got to check out the capability. And how are we going to check it? We're going to check it with the parts per million and sigma value. But for parts per million and for sigma value, we need one proportion, one number, that is PD, proportion defective, K by N. So 24 by 90 is 0.267. So parts per million is 0.267 into 1 million. 1 million is 10 lakhs. So 0.267 into 10 lakhs will give us the value of 2,66,666.7. So previously parts per million in major phase was 3,88,888.9, and in improve phase it has reduced. So we have improved, right? So parts per million is reduced from 3,88,888.9 to 2,66,666.7. It's a standard of 8 kind of mathematical calculation, right? So this divided by this into 10 lakhs will give us this value. Sigma value, if you could remember, is equal to norms in bracket 1 minus PD. Previously in a major phase we had it 0.28. Now it has improved to 0.62. Yes, it is relatively lesser, but we have improved from the previous state, right? And that is the sign of the improvement. So from 0.28 from major phase, we have improved to 0.62. So this is about the capability analysis or calculating the capability indicators. So shall we go back to spreadsheet and check it again the way we did it in a major phase? So let's get back to spreadsheet, right? And before we start, please forgive me, please bear with me if there are going to be some irritating noise of the keyboard. Please forgive me for that. So number or total number of shifts were how many? 90 in improve phase. We are talking about improve phase, right? So were 90, and number of defective were 24, right? So those number 24. Let me check it once again, right? This is 24 and 90, right? So now all we need to calculate is PD, proportion defective. Proportion defective, how are we going to calculate? Is equal to 24 by 90, right? 0.266667. So what is our PD here? PD is 0.26667. So that's 7. So 0.267. So we adjusted that next 6 over here. So 0.267. Now parts per million. Parts per or millions means 10 lakhs. So how much it is? So this is also called PM, right? So how are we going to calculate this? Is equal to PD into 10 lakh, that is 1,000,000. Value is 2,66,666.67. What is the value? 2,66,666.7. So we adjusted that next 6 to 7. So now sigma value. Let's calculate the sigma value. How are we going to calculate the sigma value? Is equal to norms in V. Norms in V, right? So here we got norms in V in bracket 1 minus PD, not 1 minus part per million, 1 minus PD, right? How much it is? 0.6229. So roughly 0.62. 0.62. So we have improved a bit from the previous state. So that's about how we supposed to calculate both of our indicators of capability assessment, parts per million and sigma value. So on that note, let's move to the next slide. Right, improve phase, step 4.5, updating process flow chart to visualize process flow with updates and solutions. So let's go to next slide. So future state process flow chart. So what we had in a defined phase was a previous state, or for that matter current state, and now this would be a future state. We have to update the process flow chart. So updating or modify the process flow chart. Updating end-to-end process flow chart. We need to update process flow chart, that is process map. We also call it a process map, with solutions for significant causes found in an improvement project. So we need to update process map with the solutions only for those significant causes, those 3 significant causes which we found in an analyzed phase. Why do we need process map or process flow chart? Let's go through this. In defined phase, we not only discuss what is the problem, but we also need to know where is the problem located in our day-to-day work activities. In improve phase, we locate solutions for the statistically significant causes of the problem. It would guide team to follow process steps with modifications and updates that are proven effective in improve phase. So we have shown the improvement in improve phase, with the solutions, right? And that's why, we have to start implementing these solutions on a long-term basis for higher scales or for scaling up purpose, right? So that's about the putting those modifications and updates or solutions into the process map. So in short, updated process flow chart provides visual understanding of the location or steps where to implement solutions in the process. So where we should implement solutions for those significant causes. So that's what this updated process map will help us with. We can use any highlighter like colored star to indicate specific solutions at given step. Of course, on the next slide, we'll see that example. So kind of sensitizing with the location of solutions for the problem. So that's what this updated future process map will help us with. Future state process map will help us with. Let's go to next slide and see how it will look on a process map. So we had this as a process map in defined phase. We added these 2 solutions. So this solution will be implemented in this step, in this step, in this step, and in this step, and this solution will be implemented here and here, so that in future, after completion of the project, when team supposed to utilize the process map, they're supposed to include these solutions to implement the process map. So that's why we are going to have a modified process map by the end of improve phase. So this is what we had in an updated process map. Yes, we are almost done with our improve phase also. So congratulations to every one of us. We're almost done with 80% of our Six Sigma Green Belt certification, which is going to be very, very valuable for you, because this is one of the valuable advanced analytical problem solving tool, just like lean transformation and process optimization, which we are going to look into very soon. So we are done with the improve phase. In the next upcoming video, we're going to start with the control phase, and the very first step of the control phase which we are going to look into or see is developing control plan to monitor project wide for long-term basis. So the tool would be, or template would be, control plan, monitoring plan, and a response plan. So that's what we're going to look into in the next video. Right, so quiz time. So question is, updated process flow chart provides visual understanding of location or state where to implement solutions in the process. We can use any highlighter like colored star to indicate a specific solution at given state, so that people can very easily find those solutions on a process map, and which will help them to implement the process map or process steps and activities with added solutions. So is this true or false? The answer is it is true. So on that particular note, we are done with this. We are done with this video. Yes, I know it was a shorter video, but we are done with the improve phase as well. So as I kept on requesting to you all, please like the video, please share it with your friends, family, relatives, and the neighbors, and let them know about our Breath of X program. Let's take our nation to the next level together, because together we can do that, and we have to do that. Uttishta Bharata, Ma Bharati shall rise again in a full glory. Before we stop, let's thank our technology companies for their support. We deeply appreciate following technology companies for their technological supports. So as I kept on saying, these are not our sponsor company, but without their help, we wouldn't be able to reach out to you, or we wouldn't even think about this program. So we are really thanking them, for the support. On this particular note, thank you so very much for your time. Let's meet up in our next video, and we're going to start with the control phase, our last phase. Right? So have a wonderful, wonderful time ahead. Do take care of yourself and do take care of your beloved ones. And let's meet up in a next video. Thank you.